Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. It supports me. Well, today I'm here to share some little bit of information with you guys, or maybe just to remind you and ask you guys, what are you doing about if you have this vision dream of coming to America? What are you doing towards achieving your dream, or towards getting closer to your dream? What are you doing? Well, TV 2024, it's getting closer and closer. By today, it's on a Saturday, 6th August. That means we have like 2 months, maybe probably exactly 2 months to the opening of the Greencard DV Lottery 2024. So what are you doing to see yourself? Are you getting prepared? Do you have all the information that you need? Well, to begin with, there's an update from last year. Something slightly has changed from last year. Last year, there was a requirement of passport requirement, like the passport, not the photo, but the passport, the real passport for traveling. There was a requirement that was a main requirement for you to submit your application, because they required a number, a passport number. But that was scrapped off, and passport application requirement was introduced, I guess, like some 2 years ago, because when I was applying, the passport number was not a requirement. But I think a year later or 2 years later, it was introduced, and it was introduced by the Trump government. Reason behind it, he knows, or the government, then the former government, maybe they know. Though I was looking, they were saying this was to ensure that the people that are applying, they are really, it's like a legit, to reduce the number of scammers or some information, or even to make the process itself like a little bit lengthy. Like, I don't know, they had their own reason. I'm not sure the real reason what it was, but from what they were saying, from what I was reading, I know the impact, like the impact of a passport requirement. It made like the application, the number of people that apply go down, because it's not many people that have passports, and the application of passport, it requires money and it takes time, especially in some countries. So it's a good news hearing that the passport requirement was scrapped off, because, for instance, in my country, there's a very huge backlog, and some people, they're corrupt, like it's corrupt. So there are people that can apply for their passport and they can get their passport that very day. There are people that apply passport and it takes them months to get the passport. So you see what it is like. It depends who do you know, like, and what do you have in your pocket. For instance, when I was applying for my passport, I knew somebody and I had money, so I paid for the service and I got my passport within a day. And I know some people that have applied passport and they have stayed for so long, for quite for even months. I saw somebody who was saying that it took them months. And I'm not saying that that one is just in Kenya or where, because even here, kuna some people, they're in office and they don't want to work. For instance, there was a time I left my son's birth certificate somewhere, and I needed to get to apply a passport, so I required a birth certificate. So I applied for the birth certificate somewhere in an organization last year, Feb, and trust me, even up to date, and I've never gotten the passport. I mean the birth certificate. I paid $65. I went, I bought the check, and I sent with the application. But even up to date, I've never gotten the birth certificate. And then I was desperate and I was trying to call and stuff like that. Then I remembered that when he was still a baby, there was a place where I went and took where his information was sent, and I had to go and get the birth certificate, and I only paid $10 to get the birth certificate. And yeah, when I called them, they said, yeah, there's a walk-in. I went there, I filled in a form, and within 10 minutes I was free. I came back home with a birth certificate. So some organizations, they're so corrupt, they don't want to do the job, or they don't do what they are paid for. They just want to use the money. But all that struggle, like, it has been reduced. This is for people in Africa. This is for people like everywhere. Like, because I know most people like don't have passport, and the main reason is because passport itself is expensive, and most people they don't travel, and maybe traveling local, you don't require a passport, or within, maybe for instance in my country, traveling within the eastern community, I think eastern countries, East Africa, I think you don't require a passport. And if you require a passport, probably it's even cheap. I think it's 900 the passport. So most people, they get that whenever they want to travel, unless they want to travel like international traveling. So it's a good news, but you have just to keep in mind, like, when you apply, because it's a 50-50 chance. You might be selected, you may not be selected. So you need just to prepare yourself. Just know that in case you get selected, you will need a passport, because you'll be traveling international. You'll be international traveler. You'll be coming from whatever country you are to America, so you will need a passport. So for that reason, then you can prepare money, start try saving. Like, for instance, Sahizi, like right now we're in October, and when you submit your we're in August. When you submit your application in October or November, you'll have like roughly 6 to 7 months until the results are out. And then the time the results are out, you can start. You'll start the process depending with if you have been selected. Then there's a process that you go through, and depending with your case number, again, that will determine whether you'll be among the first people, or in the second lot, third lot, whichever lots they'll place you of application, or going to for your interview. So it's a polite reminder. I'm trying to remind you, like, guys, please, now that the passport requirement has been scrapped off, the rest you can do it. It's most people, I know a good number of people, they qualify through that, through education. Most people I know, they have at least a basic education, that is elementary school, that is primary school and secondary school. So if you have that, and you have your certificate, and you got at least three D minus, the minimum grade is, I think it's D minus, you're good to go. All you need to do is have your high school certificate. Not really, then when you apply, you don't really need that, but when you get selected and you go for your interview, you will need that. And then, so you need your education, and then you'll need a passport photo and basic information. That's it. For now, you don't require the passport. So what are you waiting for, guys? Hi, let's get prepared. If you want to come here, I'm not saying this is the best place to be, but I believe it's better than it's better than most part of the world, because of the economy. It's much better here. I'm not saying it's like the best, but it's much better compared to like my country. Like, I don't know, like right now the position I'll be back home, but right now I'm in a better position than where I was some years ago. So be prepared, guys. Get ready. If you have to put to write somewhere, write it on the wall, write it on your journal, write it on your notebook, put a reminder on your phones that please apply, please apply, please apply. The higher the number of application, that means the higher number of people will be here, they'll be selected, and you never know. So let's increase that chance, of people coming here. So apply, go, let's apply, apply. That's all, guys, I wanted to share. Thanks very much. If you have watched up to this far, please, you can share my content, subscribe if this is the kind of the content you want to listen to or watch. Subscribe, like and share. Support your girl. I'm still new, growing, and I'm trying to grow my channel, but at the same time I want to share positive information to you guys, because sharing is caring. And I always say this: if I don't share, like if I hold some information that might help you or the other person, what do I benefit from? So until then, bye bye, take care, I'll see you then.